So, greetings to you. Greetings. Well, certainly, I'm not 100% physically, but spiritually and mentally, I'm there. It seemed to be a problem that I've experienced throughout my life, which is every time November, mid November, for as long as I can remember, mid November, I have this issue with the change of weather. Pain all over the body, fever, loss of appetite. It's something that I've recorded for a number of years, and it happens only around this time, every year. So I think if I live to see a reasonable, ripe age of evolution, meaning maybe I live to see 100, I think I would go to see the Maker in November. A lot of people don't like to talk about death, but we have to live with it. So why avoid the subject? I think about it, I talk about it because it's a fact of life. That's something you can look forward to, dying. So I think it would be around this time, if I should make it to the end of 100 years. You never know. Anyway, talking about that is not a good way to start the program, is it? Everybody's scared now. Nobody wants to talk about it. You see, that's the thing. People avoid talking about that the same way they avoid talking about sex. Two things we can't live without. Anyway, there are a number of things I want to talk about that couldn't wait. I've seen a lot circulating around the new media, social media. When it's there, you can't ignore it. And this has a lot to do with the new reality of the PPP. The new reality of the PPP, of which I have a problem with. Now, I'm in no way connected to any of the executive there, but I have a problem with that. As an individual, as somebody who talks in favor of the People's Progressive Party, there is no other party in Guyana that I consider a kinship to, in that at any time I would seek to endorse. The PPP is there, and that's the party that I would always endorse. If there are things within the party that disgust me, I talk about it. It's my right as an individual and as a citizen to deal with these issues. My father, back in the day, he would say, when he's talking to us, there is a reason why they call it the ghetto. He said there's a reason why they call it the ghetto. And one of the reasons why they call it the ghetto is that society's rejects find their way in the ghetto. The rejects of society, the outcast, the ones who can't make it in a normal society, finds a home, solitude, in the ghetto. When they would have failed in society, when they would have used up all the opportunities they got from society, when they would have become a poison to society, they migrate to the ghetto. Because when it comes to the ghetto, there is no social structure there. It's an animalistic environment. Everything bad, evil happens in the ghetto. So when you deal with people from the ghetto, you're not considering them humans, so to speak. They're not the typical individuals that you can bargain with, that you can try to say, hey, let's reintroduce them back into the normal society. It doesn't work. Everything is filth. So when people come out of a normal society and migrate to the ghetto, they do it by choice. They do it because they can't make it in a normal society. That's where they find home. Then what do? You leave them. Because when you take them out of the ghetto and you reintroduce them back into the normal society, you contaminate the society with the filth of the ghetto. And they bring the ghetto characteristics in the normal society and fuck it up. That's what they do. I don't know what it is with black people in the ghetto. I really don't know. I can't seem to bring my head around it. But my theory is because the ghetto is about laziness, lack of productivity, sleeping all day, constant pregnancy, disease, homosexuality, lesbianism, you name it, and the ghetto represents that. And apparently black people have a thing for those kinds of practices. So because they can do these things freely in the ghetto, they just relocate there. There's a difference with the slums and the ghetto. The slums is not the ghetto. The slums is where poor people who really have not gotten the opportunity, so they have to find a way to survive, so they take residency in the slum until they can build and then move up and move out. The ghetto can be an environment where you have rich people, where you have people who have prominence, but the mentality is still there. The slums is not the ghetto. I respect the slums. The ghetto is evil. You're looking for criminals. You're looking for hired guns. You're looking for drugs. The ghetto. You won't find it in the slums. And the ghetto only attract one kind of people. Black people. The slums, you can find anybody there. And when those people get the opportunity, they move out to the slums. But the ghetto, they stay there, they're stuck there. It's not about opportunities. It's that this is their mentality. They want to stay there. No matter what you do, they will stay there, or they will find another ghetto. It's like this. Politics or not, I would not, if I was in the executive of the PPP, I would not be a part of the team that went into Tiger Bay doing nothing. Nobody can make me go into that ghetto to do anything if I was a part of the executive. I will tell whoever it is, I don't need that vote. I don't need the votes from those people. So if you're telling me that I need to go into Tiger Bay to be a part of some social program to help them niggas there because it's good voting, I'll say go fuck yourself. That's what I'll say. Go fuck yourself. Ain't no way I'm going there to do nothing because those people are happy with the shit they live in. And for me to go and mess myself up with the shit they live in, I don't deserve it. And no party, nothing can make me. I'd rather leave the fucking party if that's what it takes. Exactly. I'm not done with that. Those places are PNC places. The PNC likes to keep, because it's a black mentality, the PNC likes to keep black people in the ghetto mentality because it's a black man's mentality. The ghetto is a black thing. It's a black thing. In your territory, the People's Progressive Party, that area is not your territory. You can't want to usurp everything. I mean, come on, man. You should have some kind of, have almost. I'm looking for a word. I think in Guyana they say kina. You must have some kina. Is it? You must have some kind of standards. Not everything. I mean, yeah, you're all Guyanese, yeah, but understand. Those people, especially there, places like Agricola, Buxton, and in Georgetown, All Boys Town, Tiger Bay, these areas, they choose to be there. It's a matter of choice. They choose to be there. It's their personal decision. Nobody made them do that. They choose to be there. You go to any country, the people who live under those conditions mostly are black people because they choose that. They like it. They like it. So why the fuck you upsetting it? I know it's a sore eye to the city. I understand that it's a sore eye to the city. Good. Move them the fuck out. You know how many governments tried that? Since in Jack Deo's time. They tried that. Those people are like pigeons. Pigeons. You can never get rid of them. You have to use brute force to get rid of them. It's a sore eye to the city. It's like the Cam Street jail. But if you go in there and you're cooking, you're interacting with them, you're encouraging them to stay there. You're encouraging them to be comfortable and happy with that. Well, if they're coming here to meet us, why the heck, why should we leave? Because they're coming here to meet us. They're coming here to socialize with us. We are important. The politicians are coming here for our votes. Elections is over. But if you're going there to seduce them into moving out, then I understand that. If you're going there to get rid of the tension, then it's easier to trick them into leaving, and then you bulldoze the whole place. Then it's understood. But if that's not your intention, and if your intention is to do what James Bond is telling you to do, suck up to the ghetto. I mean, James Bond has a ghetto mentality. He's black after all. Education don't help these guys. If they have a ghetto mentality, no matter what you do, it wouldn't help them. Look who's pulling you in the ghetto, James Bond. That's why he belonged to the PNC. But I mean, politics is shitty. You take the crop of the PNC, that's what they do. That's what they do. They pull you in the ghetto. Now all these people that we thought had some class, look at what the fuck they're doing in Tiger Bay. And you expect people, and you expect everybody just to cheer you on. You want everybody to cheer you on and walk behind you. Every hole you go, people must walk behind you because what? We're all PPP, and whatever the PPP does, it's okay. No, it's not okay. For me, it's not okay. The idea that Priya Manichan is beginning her presidential bid is good. No matter where she goes, it's good. That I will support. But she should not have started that at the ghetto. She should have started that somewhere in Berbice or Essequibo, amongst your base. The Indians have to vote for you, Priya. Not the niggas in the ghetto. There are few. They're going to vote for Campbell. Either way, they'll vote for Campbell. They'll vote for the black guy, no matter what you do. Not even Muhammad. They're done with him. They're done with Muhammad. Trust me on that. Like I said before, the most racist people anywhere are black people. White people aren't racial. They are protective of themselves against blacks. Indian people aren't racial. They are protective of themselves against blacks. Nobody is racial. They're just being protective because they understand that they're vulnerable to black people. And by way of protecting themselves, they stay in their groups. They isolate themselves. They stay together. They move together. They build their communities together. They rather to keep the blacks out of their communities because of the fear of what the black people are capable of. That's a fact. They're not racial. The people who are racial are black people. Blacks are racial against themselves, and they're racist against everybody else. Did God create it that way? I don't think so. Was slavery involved in it? Well, the people who started slavery were black people. Oh no, the white man didn't start slavery. He didn't. He just exploited it. Slavery was invented by blacks. Yes, black people invented slavery against their own people. The first ethnic group in the history of mankind to use slavery would be black people. And they exported it to other cultures. And now they're complaining as if they're the fucking victims when they invented it. Just like homosexuality, black people invented that. Lesbianism, black people invented that. Oh, yes. Now they're playing the victim game. You would think that it was forced upon them. No, they forced it on the rest of the world. They did. So look, like my father said to me, stay out the ghetto. There is nothing of the ghetto that you have in common. And I've done that all my life. I've stayed out of the ghetto all my life. I've never been in the ghetto. I've never passed through the ghetto. Never. Yeah. I've never been in Tiger Bay. I've never been in Agricola. I've never been in Buxton. I've never been in Old Boys Town. You name it, I have never in my fucking life been in those areas, passed through those areas, never. Because I had one thing in my mind. I didn't want what is contagious in the ghetto touch my skin. I wanted to stay pure. So to this day, I'm still pure. So when I have the opportunity, places like Tiger Bay, I'll burn it down. If it still exists, if it still exists, when my time comes, I would burn it the fuck down. Clean it up. Get rid of it. You can do much more with the land. Much more. Guyana is a beautiful place. Georgetown is a beautiful place. So we can do much more with those real estate than having these fucking low-life rats infest the place with stupidity, with crime and drugs and prostitution and all this nonsense. Spray them the fuck out. Stop cooking food for these lazy niggas and give them fucking jobs and get them out the ghetto. Out the ghetto. Yeah. I like Sanjay Dattadin. I always liked the guy. Sanjay Dattadin. I always liked the guy. I'm serious. I think he's smart. And I looked at recently, there was a show on NCN where he was interviewed by one of the persons there. And I've listened to him and I thought to myself, this is a very intelligent lawyer. Articulates well. He's well spoken. His grammar is good. I mean, not every lawyer is smart. Not every lawyer knows how to speak. Not every lawyer knows how to articulate and to present themselves. Not every lawyer does. I mean, look at the PNC lawyers. Dexter Todd. He and Anil Nandalal, maybe they went to the same school. Because they both can't speak. I mean, maybe in court. But Sanjay Dattadin, besides being a lawyer, I think he has the personality of a politician. Speaks well. I like that. So you see, my question is, in the PPP, fuck the PNC, fuck the PNC. In the PPP, what qualifies individuals for certain government positions? You know, I mean, like in terms of attorney general. Because if you put Sanjay Dattadin in there and you put Anil Nandalal, the question is, there is no match. There is no way Anil Nandalal can be attorney general with somebody like Sanjay Dattadin there. So what qualifies people for certain positions in the PPP? Is it Jagdi who qualifies people? Is he the one that determines that? And if so, based on what standards? Is it about donors? How much you can donate to the party, or how much sins of the party you hide, or it got to be something. It has to be something that is besides a merit base. Because this is favoritism. Sanjay Dattadin is way, way smarter than Anil Nandalal. Way smarter. You listen to them speak and you can tell. Anil is an idiot. This guy is a genius. So why would you put the idiot as attorney general and the genius as a parliamentarian? Unless there's favoritism in the PPP. Unless people are groomed for certain position, regardless of their talent of their qualification. They are groomed to execute a certain agenda. And for you to be certain that they will do that, you have to groom them from a long time and make sure that they're on par with you. Then who is the groomer? Who is the person that is responsible for grooming these politicians? Who has the agenda? Who has a lot to lose? To say that if I put somebody else, they'll come after me because I don't trust my own people. So I have to put somebody that I'm guaranteed that will do my bidding. Then who is the somebody? Who's the person calling the shots? Because like I said, the fact is the fact. Anil Nandalal is an idiot. The guy don't have the characteristics of an attorney general, a minister of legal affairs. I said it before. The PPP, the People's Progressive Party, do have many, many, many talented people in Guyana, out of Guyana, who are giving huge donations to the PPP, who can come and work for free if they have to for the government. Why then is the government keep taking all of these losers to occupy positions when they're capable people who would love to do it for free to the benefit of the country? What's this nasty politics that they keep playing? Who has a lot to lose? Who has hijacked it? The party of Chedi Jagan. Somebody did. I mean, you always hear that it's Jagdeo, but he can't do it alone. Bar Jagdeo cannot hijack Chedi's party alone. He must have help. There are other people involved in this. I don't think they're all Guyanese. I think there's some foreign influence when it comes to that. Now, they used to call Chedi Jagan a communist, a social communist, and all these kinds of stuff. I mean, the Americans labeled him as that. Back in the day when Irfan told me, then he was Irfan. When I speak of that time, I speak of Irfan. Back in the day when Irfan told me that he was going to India on a scholarship to do statistics, to study statistics. I forgot the university he mentioned. And he said the scholarship came from the PPP. Jagdeo was president at the time, but the scholarship came from the PPP, not the government. Based on what he told me then. It was, I think, for a year, he said. So he left and he went. Now, before that time, the bond that we had was one you can trust. So when he said to me that he's going to India, at that time, I had no kind of ideas as to what India was about. And to do their statistics, it's about finance and things like that. I thought, hey, it's a good thing because, I mean, he's a guy who's good in accounting and that's his field. But when he came back, when Irfan returned from his program in India, he didn't make contact with me at the time, just a year. And when I knew something was wrong, is that the same place we usually meet up in Lenora, same place, I was there. And the first time I saw him driving, so he was on his way home, and I think I was standing at the corner. So I saw him coming. Naturally, I would have expected him to stop because I was standing there. But he didn't. He just tooted his horn and he drove by. Then my thing was, this is the Irfan from a year ago. You went to India and you come back and suddenly you don't know me. So I started to harbor all of these thoughts. And the thoughts were, what kind of indoctrination you got in India? What did they do to you? What stuff they put in your head because you come back and now I'm the enemy? Now I'm the guy that you hung out with. Suddenly you just passed me on the road. And that was the beginning of our separation after he returned from India. The more I thought about that, the questions arose. Was Irfan being groomed for the presidency? If so, who was the person grooming him for that? I would want to think that it's Jagdeo. But then what's in it for Jagdeo? If Jagdeo was the one grooming Irfan for the presidency, then what's in it for him? I mean, he's a politician. He practically left politics during the time with when Ramatar was the president. So if Jagdeo was the one calling the shots, or is the one calling the shots, then how could he justify putting Donald Ramatar as the presidential candidate? Because Donald Ramatar he was better off as a secretary of the party. He's not a politician. Doesn't have the presidential characteristics about him. He's not the presidential type. How did he make it there? Is it that Irfan wasn't ready in 2010? Well, that'll be a fact because in 2010 he would have been what, in his 30s? Could be possible. So you just put a lame duck there to destroy the party and then you recruit after that? Really didn't help, did it? Because 2010 to 2015, the party was destroyed. And the party lost 2015. Almost lost in 2020. So what are we looking at there? Who is the groomer? Who calls the shots? Who is the one lobbying for these politicians to get certain positions? We might think it's Jagdeo. You always put the one that is easily controllable. If you're looking for a presidential candidate, you look for the one that has a lot to lose and is easy to control. But then the interest, the business interest, would be the one to take that initiative. Those who have more investment in the country. Now, since President Irfan came into office, all we hear about is infrastructure, 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 infrastructure. That's all. And all these infrastructures is about building something. The whole country, from the time he came into office, the second term, infrastructure, infrastructure, infrastructure. It's as if he's in a hurry to spend all this money out on infrastructure. Again, to benefit who? Who's benefiting from this? I mean, when Jagdeo was president, it was the same thing. Jagdeo was busy with infrastructure, not Ramatar, but Jagdeo was busy. And the country was not benefiting from oil, but loans. Most of the infrastructure were done via loans from the IDB and the IMF and things like that. But Jagdeo was a similar thing. Infrastructure. Now, with the inflow of money from the oil, it is even worse, to the sense that everywhere you turn, the only thing you hear about is infrastructure. And then from time to time, it's some social programs here and social programs there. And from time to time, you're feeding them niggas in Tiger Bay. But the focus of the Ali government is contractors and contracts. Is that what he was groomed for? To become president so that he can take the initiative and lead the programs towards massive contracts? This small group who has hijacked the PPP singled out President Ali at the time, groomed him, programmed him, and said, hey, don't worry, we control the democracy in the PPP. So they made sure that he was elected chairman. They made sure that he was elected president for this. So, my theory, some would say, well, the country needs roads. Every country needs roads. But that's all your money goes to. The income of the country, is that all the focus of the money? Contracts and contractors. The Auditor General's report pointed out hundreds of cases of overpayment to contractors in the billions. All of the problems with the Auditor General's report is about contracts. That's where the money is not accounted for, in contracts. It is easy for a politician to have a contracting firm, send the contracts to his firm, and then subcontract that to actual contracting firms. So when he's bidding, or when his ministry puts a price on the contract, his fee is already there. Because I cannot justify in my mind, why is it that's the only thing the government seems to be focused on? There's so many other issues with Guyana, so many other issues. Are you making your citizens happy by building roads in every ghetto? And these roads cost hundreds of billions of dollars that wouldn't serve any purpose. You're hoping that the communities will develop, and you're hoping that hope will be in another 15 years. But the immediate effect of these projects is that monies are budgeted for them, contracts are given out on them, the contracts are being done, the contractors are paid, and the white elephants of roads are there. Nobody's using it. But the money is already paid. And that money that is already paid, it came from a loan that the citizens who didn't ask for it would have to pay that loan back. Nothing substantial is happening. You have issues with healthcare, with education. As a matter of fact, all those ministries, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Social Protection, all those ministries were fingered in the corruption. All those ministries. And if you look at those ministers, they seem to be in a clique around the president. They're the ones who are always on social media. Those ministers in that group, always on social media and always trending. And they're the ones who are fingered in all of the corruption. This is not good for the Guyanese people. People trusted the PPP. We believe that democracy exists in the PPP, that when these candidates are elected by the Congress, it is a fair process. That's what we believe. But the way things are happening, I'm convinced that it's not a fair process. It appears to be so, but these candidates are already selected long before the Congress. And the votes are manipulated to reflect the selection of the candidates. Irfan was groomed to be president. Only for 2 terms. But what has happened in the 2 terms, whoever groomed him, it was worth it. You're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars. They would have benefited from his presidency. So it was worth it. Who would they be grooming next? Priya Manik-Chan? It seems so. But if she is the one groomed next, what would she be doing? Irfan will build all the roads. All the money goes in infrastructure. What would be her task? What would she have to invest in to continue this legacy of contracts and contracts? What? Trains? Underground tunnels? Because the legacy has to continue. If you're grooming politicians to put them there so they can make decisions in favor of your pocket, then what will be next after Irfan? Because in the next 4 years, all these projects that he has announced, trillions of dollars, only a small group of contracting firms would benefit. Only a small group. All the others are, they don't make any sense. What happens after that? What would be there? Houses, building houses, when there's no direct impact to the citizens? There's no direct incentive to the citizens? No, cash grants is a waste of time. Cash grants is a waste of time. The people who will love you for cash grants are the black people. The black people will love you for cash grants, but they ain't gonna vote for you. Blacks like free money. But if that's another way of the corruption, I say no cash grants. But the transparency is not there. Too many loans are secured for projects that are not needed. Not because you're the president and not because you have the power of the state. You're going to make decisions without consulting with the people who voted for you. Because if you talk to Guyanese, a lot of them would say, no, 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 no loans. They would say that, but governments make decisions and try to sell the decisions as if it's the best interest for the people. Since when they know what's best for the citizens? Since when? The only thing that governments know is what's best for their sponsors. Their sponsors are the ones who call the shots. Because before the troubles of the Mohammeds, the Mohammeds were a sponsor of the PPP and they called shots when it comes to the PPP. Maybe they still do, I don't know. But it's never in the interest of the people. A lot of the stuff that happens, the Guyanese did not ask for that. They didn't say, hey, this is what we want. It is forced on them. And they have to accept it. It's not something that they said they want to see happen. We have to value our votes. And if we say we give our votes for the PPP, and the PPP is not delivering quality candidates to us, we got to speak out against it. Don't just shut up. And anybody who does, you're telling them he's not a real PPP. You're a fucking idiot. A real PPP is going to talk against what he sees inconsistent with the PPP. If you shut up and you accept everything they bring to you, then you are an idiot. Shit don't work like that. You got to call it out because your vote matters. Now it seems like Guyana has a new enemy, and that's the Guyanese women. When these cops are coming on their press conferences and they're talking about, oh, crime is reduced. We have a reduction in serious crimes. We have a reduction in serious this. But we see a massive increase in domestic murders involving men killing women. Oh, that's not serious. Serious crime is when niggas kill niggas on the street. But when niggas kill their women, it's not serious. It's just domestic. When you talk about reduction in serious crime, but you isolate when women are being murdered by these loser, lunatic men, you don't consider that serious? Isn't that serious? Of course it is. That's the worst of the worst. When a man kills a woman, it's the worst of the worst. It's not just serious, it's the worst. And it seems like these fools who can't kill people anymore, they're getting caught when they rob, they're getting caught when they commit murder on the road. They're turning that anger on their wives and their girlfriends. So they're killing their wives and their girlfriends because they can't do it on the road. And you don't think that's serious? Until you start changing the law and let these men understand when you kill your wife, you get a death penalty, that's when that serious crime is going to drop. Because the rest is dropping, but that is rising. Crime is crime. Crime is crime. I've said before, my policy on crime is that you kill them niggas who are killing people, regardless of who the people is. If it's his wife, you kill him. If it's somebody on the road, you kill him. Either way, you kill somebody, the state must kill you. That's my policy in dealing with crime. Ain't no serious shit about this. That's the only way you solve it. President Ali went to Dubai, went to all these places. Bring some of the law back to Guyana. You know how they work it there, right? You studied in India. You know how they do it there. Bring some back to Guyana. You're afraid of them niggas? Look at what they're doing in Haiti. This is what I said. And look, I know black people. I know black people. An Indian man have to study black people. A white man have to study black people. I know black people. I ain't gonna study them. I know them. The most violent people on the planet are black people. The most violent. They would kill for sport. They have no love in their hearts, no humanity. You understand me? No loyalty. The most violent people on the planet are black people. You don't fuck with that. This is why you have to be proactive. You see them coming, and you know they're coming to hurt you. Arm yourself before they get close. They would destroy you, and then they would think about it. Look at Haiti. Forget Haiti. Look at Nigeria. You browse the world. Browse the fucking world. Every country. Browse. Look at the country where the people of the country are killing each other. And you will find only African countries where black people are killing black people for identity crisis. If it's Muslim blacks are killing Christian blacks, it is blacks from a certain tribe killing the other blacks from a certain tribe. It's a black thing. That shit was exported to other cultures. Look at Haiti. Forever, they're killing each other there. For what? They can't justify it. Talk about government this and government that, gangs this. No, it's a black thing. Ain't no government shit. It's a black thing. Niggas love to kill niggas. Nigeria, it's a black thing. Niggas love to kill fucking niggas. They hate each other. They fucking hate each other. That's the thing. In Guyana, in America, look at America. Look at England, Canada. Look at the crime per neighborhood, per capita in these places. In America, the highest murders are in black neighborhoods. Highest. Where blacks are killing blacks. Canada, blacks are killing blacks. In England, blacks are killing blacks. It's a black thing. So why are you wasting time with it? Jamaica, Trinidad, you name it. I have no fucking sympathy for Haiti. Why should I? Or Nigeria or Trinidad. I have no sympathy because I understand these niggas love to do that. They pose with a gun and that's it. Then they run and hide from the cops. It's something that they feed on. The devil in them, the demon in them, needs to feed off of the other blacks' blood. It's a pip on their shoulder. It doesn't make them rich. It doesn't make them better citizens. It just gives them a closer qualification to hell. It's like they are born to die to go to hell. But on their journey to hell, they must have a few souls on their shoulders. So while they live, they got to see how much blacks they can kill. So when they get killed themselves, they know they're qualified for hell. It's a black thing. Leave them, let them kill each other. Don't bother with it. Everybody else in the world value their life. All the other ethnic group, they value their life. I ain't talking about war. I'm talking if they have to live amongst themselves, they don't kill each other. They value their life. They value life. They live to live. Niggas live to die. They don't value life. Black people don't value life. You go anywhere, the people you see on the road after hours are blacks. In Guyana, anywhere. The people you see on the roads after hours, after 8 o'clock, are black people. Suriname, black people. You name the country, black people. After hours. When they should be in their homes with their families, trying to get a rest so they can contribute to society the next day, they're on the road. Doing what? Plotting, robbing, drinking, smoking, prostituting, or whatever crime they commit. That's what they do. So when folks are saying that blacks are not human, sometimes I agree with that because of the way they live. You got Nigerians, black. Wasn't the person who tried to assassinate President Ali? He was a Nigerian, right? A Nigerian who came to Guyana and tried to assassinate Guyanese president. A black Nigerian. When was it? 2021, 20, around that time. You got black people who identify as Muslims, killing black people who identify as Christians. You name the country that black people had to leave, that chased out black people because of ethnic cleansing. Name the country. But you have South Africa, you have Uganda, Kenya. These are countries that literally forced Indians out, took their properties, their livelihood, forced them out to say that Africa is for blacks. You think it's two things black people did to the rest of the world? They chased white people, Indian people out of Africa, took their wealth, their land, their money, chased them out. You think it's two things they did? Now they want the world to be sympathetic with them and help them out, and they did all of these terrible things to humanity. Don't forget the history of Uganda, what they did to the Indians, and South Africa. They're still doing it. And you're putting sympathy now for Haiti? For what? They're like that. It's like the ghettos in Guyana. You're going to try to help them. You're going to try to reform them. You're going to try to bring them out of the ghetto. It would not work. They're like that. This is why the only way you can solve the black problem is when they kill people, kill them. Because they don't want to live. When they rob and they steal, jail them for life. They prefer to be there so they don't have to work. They don't have to worry about anything. They can live the rest of their life in prison. They love that kind of thing. Anyway. So Azruddin Muhammad, he really talks too much. Alexander Dattadin said, they appealed the case. I hope they win the appeal. I hope they won the appeal. because the Bahamas, they think they won. So if the courts are indeed impartial and the courts are not controlled, then I think GRA would win the appeal and go after the money that they should be getting. And President Ali, if you are indeed the president and you're not controlled by your groomers, then you should fire Alan Nandalal and put this guy Datud in. You just turned president again, is what? September, not even 3 months, it's 2 months. 2 months. Fire Nandalal and put Datud in. Until next time.